Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Pennsylvania series. In this one, we're going to go ahead and build the rock wall in the enclosure. It's going to go right along the edge on this gray terrain here, this rocky terrain. It's just going to kind of line the outline of the fence. It's just going to go all the way around, and I think that's going to give this enclosure a nice um, extra layer of detail and scenery. Um, it'll be a nice little enclosure. It'll kind of help keep, obviously, the dinosaurs away from the fence. That's kind of the practical purpose behind it. Um, but it'll look good. And then what I'll do is, if you've seen some of my other park videos, I'll also do some rock wall work around this little water source and kind of create a nice little pool, as it were. And then I'll do some texturing and stuff like that. I also did this in San Diego. I did some rock work that went around the viewing dome, again, to kind of help, keep the dinosaurs away, but also to make it look a little bit more scenic and maybe even a little bit realistic. Um, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But anyway, that's pretty much what it's going to look like, and we'll see how it goes. I'll catch you later. Bye. guys, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. I know that one might have been a little bit slower than some of the other ones when it really comes down to these rock walls and any sort of rock work like this. It can get a little bit slow and tedious just because, as you saw in the video, there's a lot of like manipulating, rotating. And the reason for that is because when you get over here, especially on these sections where you want the visitors to be able to view through the fence, you want to make sure that, like for example, there's not a giant rock in the way. So you have to like really get creative and make sure that the rocks are flat so they're not obstructing the view. And this enclosure in particular had obviously a large amount of viewing space but you had this tiny little section here, but then you had this whole massive side where the vehicle is going to be. And, you know, occasionally you could have maybe one rock or two that's sticking up a little bit. That's okay, but you don't really want to have a lot of those because otherwise your guests aren't going to even be able to enjoy the view. Now, I did the temperate rocks in this enclosure, but the temperate rocks, as you guys know, don't have the same kind of large, chunky stone. They have this, kind of unique, long, slender stone. So I instead used the alpine stones to make the outline, and I think it works because it's close enough in color, and plus, since this is around a water source, you can make the argument that these rocks are wet, and that's why they look a little bit darker than the rocks along the fence. These are dry, these are wet, etc. Whatever. It works. You can see I also did a lot of rock work for the other enclosures. I didn't want to video that just because, or at least show you guys the video footage for that, because again, it's all just extremely repetitive and just a lot of manipulating rocks. It's not a fast process. So anyway, in the next video, what I think I'm going to do is do some foliage. So what I want to do is create a nice little divide between the path and the enclosure or the fence line. So I will have plants and flowers all along the edge of this path, and then I'll do a little fence, something like this. Just using those concrete barricades to make a nice little fence that will run along the edge here. I'll do some foliage in here as well, right around the viewing tower. And then I may even get to doing all the foliage around here as well. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.